By hiding the actuality of mental illness in a melancholic aesthetic rebellion against regularity, modern cinema dangerously glamorizes suffering, often presenting unethical behaviors as the norm. According to the DSM, mental disorders are behavioral or psychological syndromes, clusters of co-occurring symptoms, which cause significant distress or interfere with a person's ability to function in everyday life, or both. This video essay will investigate the risky outcomes of the inaccurate representations of mental illnesses in films. Evidently, a lot of films have false representations that will support my argument, such as Suicide Squad, Girl Interrupted, The Virgin Suicides, and even Euphoria. To start off, this video essay will discuss featuring mental illnesses as a plot device to grab attention rather than accurately presenting representations, then adding mental illnesses to fill the gap in character flaws, depicting that anyone who is struggling has a mental illness, and lastly, justifying unhealthy or dangerous behaviors for the sake of making characters look appealing, leading to audiences idolizing them. As Morris stated, madness sells. This means using mental illnesses as a plot to have viewers attracted to what the movie has to present. But obviously, this is wrong. Using mental illness in films to make more money out of it while completely dismissing the reality of it continues to prove how misinterpreted it is in the media. As per an article from the Yellow Tulip Project, films add mental illnesses to characters to make them more amusing or intriguing to watchers. This is particularly apparent in the genres of horror and thrillers, where characters with conditions like schizophrenia or dissociative identity disorder are portrayed as unstable or homicidal. These portrayals prioritize shock value and drama over accuracy, painting a misleading image of what living with a mental health condition actually looks like. Another point is that female characters were mostly used to portray mental illnesses, which led to them being romanticized due to movies making them look feminine and beautiful, therefore implying that mental illness is a part of girlhood, feeding the idea to young audiences that beauty comes from suffering by starving, harming, or depressing yourself. Using women to play unstable characters to heighten the artistic perception of the movie supports the idea of influencing the glamorization of mental illness. This is where the "I like them insane" phrase comes from, indicating that women who suffer from mental illness are attractive and labeling them as dream girls, silencing the not-so-pretty side effects of mental illnesses. Moving on to the next point of films using mental illnesses to make up the deficit in characters. Writers usually attempt to make characters look relatable, sometimes adding mental health problems to increase stakes while dismissing the reality of living with them, often making them seem like ordinary people. While people with eating disorders often either feel triggered or find comfort in films that represent them, it is vital to show a clear and accurate representation of the disorder. Unlike Euphoria, a show that doesn't focus a lot on details or doesn't show the full picture of having an eating disorder, which indicates that it's an easy disorder to live with and is manageable. Euphoria also uses juxtaposition to show a mix of beauty and destruction, forming an aestheticized look. Since these films at least don't over-exaggerate living with mental illness, they still did not do a satisfactory job at representing them, leading to false claims and stereotypes of people with certain disorders. Another example being Girl Interrupted. The film may look like it represented mental illness correctly, with it being set in a psych ward. However, it still glamorized certain elements involving eating disorders, BPD, and sociopathy, taking away the seriousness of their illness. The film's antagonist, Lisa Rowe, is shown to be a badass rebel character, glorifying her sociopathy, leading to audiences perceiving her as an icon. While the film is known for its sad girl aesthetic, it proves how it completely misled people into falsely depicting the true image of the critical conditions. And finally, the last point this video essay will cover is how films idolize unethical characteristics to heighten the appeal. The movie The Virgin Suicides portrays depression in girls as mysterious and alluring through boys' eyes. The cinematography loads onto this fetish, with the camera lingering on the girls as they laugh, lick their lips, and twirl their hair. These scenes then often cut to a more somber image, such as a silent shot of the youngest sister bleeding in her bathtub after her first suicide attempt. All of this is done with a hazy colored filter meant to convey the reminiscence and embody the boys' nostalgia. This movie also uses elements of mise-en-scène in regard to prop and costume design, highlighting elements of girlhood and innocence. This led to teen girls becoming inspired by their aesthetic and attempting to copy their sadness as their own to appear just as alluring and romantic. Suicide Squad, a movie most may not think is problematic, has done the mistake of overshadowing a toxic relationship and showing it off as a sadistic romantic bond between two villains, Harley Quinn and the Joker, and covering up the trauma and Stockholm Syndrome Harley underwent by twisting it into a story of true love. Many fans have idolized the relationship, even going out of their way and cosplaying them, which leads to sugarcoating problematic forms of violence, deception, and ruining mental health as acts of romance. Instead of humanizing mental illness in films, it is being glamorized, resulting in more cases of people developing these inadequate characteristics. And because films are the most influential source of entertainment, it holds more power in spreading these ideologies rather than spreading awareness. Since films are a reflection of life, younger audiences, specifically teenagers, are easily influenced by what is seen, which poses a dangerous stance. To conclude everything I've mentioned so far, while films try to involve mental health conditions, they sometimes inaccurately display them for the sake of popularity, entertainment, or artistic value, leading to many misinterpretations. This argument's objective and initiative is to bring light to the actuality of mental illnesses without sugarcoating the image of living with them. Films should use their influences by setting the proper, thoroughly researched, and stigma-reducing representations.